You're listening to Nightmare on Film Street. The current time is 6:66. Traffic is clear ahead from here to the afterlife, but it's hell outside. For the next hour, you're on Nightmare time. So, let's give a grave welcome to our hosts, John and Kim.
Hello again, fiends, and welcome back to Nightmare on Film Street, the horror movie podcast for the casually obsessed. I'm John.
I'm Kim.
And if you're looking for a movie to watch tonight, this weekend, whenever, we're here to recommend Demons. I don't think you really need our recommendation to watch this movie, but that's what we're talking about today. It's a perfect follow-up to Popcorn. It's closing out our movie theater massacre double feature, and oh boy, what an explosive demon-filled movie to end on.
I forgot a lot about this movie.
It goes such places, right?
I honestly, second half of the movie was just like, what?
You're just like,
what movie is this?
Yeah, I haven't seen this
What version is this?
Did we accidentally put on Demons 2 in the second half of the movie?
Which we have to watch. We haven't watched.
Demons 2 is great. It's also set in an apartment building. Perfect little lead up if you're getting ready for Evil Dead Rise.
Before we get into Demons, John, we're going to need you to give us 3 good things for anybody listening out there who's still on the fence. Like, should I see this movie?
I'd say my number one good thing has to be that when people are possessed, infected, and become demons, their teeth get replaced, and you get long Italian nightmare-ish type horror sequency shots where you see their fucking
I thought you were going to
teeth.
say Italian fangs. I was like, what makes them Italian?
They get those classic Italian fangs. No, but like their demon teeth come and push their own teeth out, and you get like long, lingery shots on it. I think we've all probably had nightmares about losing our teeth before. This is just like that, but tons of blood, and then you also kill your friends afterward.
Yeah, and ditto for the fingernails. They are just as great.
Oh man, don't you love a fucking
so good. We're gonna talk.
fingernail?
We have to talk about them more because I don't know what else I have to say, but they're really good.
Number 2 has got to be that it's got one of the craziest finales. It includes a fucking Rambo-style Superman on a motorcycle, just riding around chopping up demons with a samurai sword. How do you beat that?
Yeah, you need that in your demon movie. You really do.
Yeah, no demon movie's complete without it.
The third one I will take.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to the demon design. The look of the demons is fantastic.
They look great.
And Bava knows how to shoot them. They are wonderful when they creep in like the dark hallway and there's a light behind them and they just look really fucking cool. They have goo leaking out of their mouths. They have glowing eyes. They're just, oh, I just love them.
Yeah, and that's just 3 good things about a movie that's got like 666 good things about it. It is the perfect midnight movie.
The preview you are about to watch is for a movie that is unlike any you have ever seen before. It is for a movie that goes beyond temporary fear to everlasting terror. It is a movie called Demons. Yes, the demons are coming, and they're coming for you. Warning, if you have the courage to see demons, sit near an exit. Otherwise, you might never get out. In your theater, who will survive the touch of the demons, and who will not? Demons. With music by Billy Idol, Motley Crue, The Adventures, Rick Springfield, and Saxon. This is no dream. This is happening right now. And it could be happening to you. Demons. They will make cemeteries their cathedrals, and the cities will be your tombs. Will you survive it? Demons.
Lamberto Bava's Demons, Demone, is currently sitting at a 6.6 out of 10 on IMDb, 64% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 3.6 out of 5 on Letterboxd. That's what everybody else thinks about it. Now let's get into what we think about this fucking movie. Have you seen the poster? Okay, well, you've seen the poster, obviously. It's that iconic shot from the demons coming up out of the stairwell and their fucking shadows like blasted up on the ceiling and shit.
Yeah, and the font's really good, and it's like bright neon yellow, right?
Yeah, but have you ever seen the tagline attached to that poster? It's so fucking rad. They will make cemeteries their cathedrals, and the cities will be your tombs. Fuck yeah.
That's the line in the movie.
Is it?
Yeah, that's it said twice in the movie
It said in the movie? Yeah, sorry. There's
twice.
too much hooting and hollering going on in our living room. This movie goes so hard, so fast.
That's what I really like about it is it's our lead characters, they get this weird invitation, they go to this movie theater, boom, demons.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Demons. If somebody just walks up and gives me a free movie theater ticket, I'm going. It doesn't matter whether or not he's got a fucking Phantom of the Opera face. He's just half of his face is just like a metal mask. She asks no question. I mean, it'd be rude to ask about that, but I mean, she asks no questions about the movie. She's like, "Here's a gold ticket to a movie theater no one goes to, but it's back open in business again."
Would you
ask questions?
Yeah. No, you would not. You'd just be like, "Thank you, sir."
You wouldn't ask a single question?
No.
Okay.
What time?
Yeah. Bam, a question.
Well, so she does try to ask him some questions. One of them is, can I have another ticket for my friend who definitely doesn't want to come?
Yeah. It seems, it's so weird because she's like, oh, we have class. I mean, I guess they've maybe got some sort of night school plans or something. But by the time they get to because she convinces her to skip class and go to the movies. By the time they get there, it is sundown.
It is fucking dark.
Yeah. But I don't know, it's what, maybe 10 minutes into the movie before somebody's possessed, becomes a demon, starts mauling people?
It's really fast.
Yeah, and it just explodes from there. We've got people getting their eyeballs plucked out, people getting their throats slashed open, and just like rad fucking synth heavy metal garbage nonsense music. I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong. It's on many playlists that I have, but you wouldn't necessarily break these songs out in like a dance mix that you're hosting a party at your house and you're like, oh, that's right, everybody, get ready on the dance floor. We're playing the demon theme from Claudio Cementi. Like, no one's showing up for that. Like, they're showing up for Bruno Mars.
I love the music in this movie. Mostly the placement of where there's music and where there is not.
Hard cuts on that music,
there are a lot of scenes where there's demony things happening and you just hear the like, because there's just no score, no sound, no nothing.
Yeah, and like other Dario Argento movies, he produced this, he wrote it as well, helped write it. It's just like loaded with American heavy metal punk music.
I mean, don't knock it.
I'm not knocking it, but it's just don't knock something that works. Okay, yeah, it's odd and unique, and it really suits the movie, and it makes me...
It suits the whole genre. Like, name... What is it called? Oh, branding, marketing. You can create an entire, like Nancy Drew and the Curse of the Tower. Like, you know what you're getting. You've read one Nancy Drew, you've read them all.
Is the movie funny because the dialogue is dubbed, or is the dialogue funny? Can I ask you that question?
I do not know.
Yeah.
I have no answer for you.
It is also just a lot of people declaring things like this. It's about time that they learned where the demons come from. And somebody, instead of finding evidence, just walks into the scene and goes, I think the movie has something to do with it. I've got no evidence to back that up. And then another character goes, she's right. Like,
yeah, the logic, well, they do become a mob pretty quick. And I think it says a lot about mob mentality.
Oh, sure. Yeah, of course.
And that somebody proposes something and everybody's like, yeah, let's do that. Surely that will work. We are into zombie territory, though, really quick. I do want to take a minute because they do actually watch this movie.
Yeah.
A good amount of it.
Similar to Popcorn from last week.
Yes.
We got a movie in a movie, and that movie's also pretty good and funny.
I fucking love the movie in a movie. Yeah. It's so crypty and spooky, and there's lots of blue lighting and fog and like gratuitous spider webs. Spiderweb game strong.
The other thing that's great,
Crypt game strong.
You were really responding to the cobwebs in this movie. But the other thing that's funny is that when they show up to the movie theater, no one's been in this theater for a while. It's been closed down for a little bit, but it's been newly renovated, and it's the premiere night.
We put a motorcycle in the front.
That's what I'm getting at. So yes, there's just like the weirdest props in the lobby. We've
Prop
got a motorcycle. Okay. There's a leather-bound, gimp-looking mannequin riding a motorcycle with a samurai sword above his head and a demon mask in his hand. And you're like, I don't understand why this was here. If this was in a movie, it'd be the most preposterous thing ever.
Maybe that's the actual. So here's my theory of all of Demons, and I'm gonna drop it real early in the episode. They should have finished the movie. I'm sure all of that stuff comes into play.
Oh, totally. But
that is how they could have solved and or prevented the demon outbreak.
Oh, you're saying they should have just watched the movie so they knew how to stop the demons.
Or just not touched the prop.
Kim, I think it's actually not so much about mob mentality, but about how we are losing ourselves in cinema and about how fantasy and reality, the lines are being blurred, and like we're starting to. And now, you really see it now at the internet age, and they were really ahead of their time in thinking about this, about how we're just losing touch. And then, like the movie ends and we start to see, I'm trying to put on a voice here so you know that this is a joke. I'm not trying to propose any theory here. I just wanted to say that I thought that the prop was funny in the lobby, but then as soon as the movie comes on, we just see characters riding motorcycles, and it's like, oh, that's what the motorcycle is all about. Yeah, obviously, like that character, as silly as it is, and you're like, what kind of movie could this thing ever be in? It's this movie, the one we're fucking watching.
That's very meta. I never thought of that. I didn't even think of the motorcycle when it showed up. I was like, oh. That makes sense, because there's one there.
Well, we come back to the motorcycle later on, because one of the characters is so distraught about maybe being turned into a demon. He's like, please kill me next to this motorcycle I like. Even then, when we see the motorcycle again, I'm like, wow, what a goofy kind of character. Like, I don't understand. No one would put this in a movie. And then, like, a thought I had 5 minutes before that character becomes a real-life person in the movie, and I said, this fucking rocks.
Lamberto Bava was probably like, we need this motorcycle. How do we get it into the movie? And they're like, oh, well, don't Americans have Planet Hollywood where they put like movie props and shit just like out on display? This is from another movie. It's fine.
I love that idea.
It's done.
That's so great.
It's in the movie.
I love imagining that they're trying to solve this problem. Like, how do we get a motorcycle in the theater? Like, oh, yeah, we just put one there.
We just put it there.
We just put it there. Oh, so simple. So smart. Thank you.
So here, we're on a really good logic question. I need some philosophizing from you. Do the demons come because Rosemary touched the mask and put it on, or do the demons come because of the movie, or do the demons just come?
So this is a great question because yes, when before the movie starts, Rosemary, who's there with her pimp Tony and her fellow prostitute, the words they use in the movie, Carmen, she grabs the mask off the prop, puts it on, accidentally gets a small little cut on her face. And she's all like super sad about it. And then later on we see in the exact same scene play out in the movie within the movie. That character becomes a demon basically at the exact same time that she does. So, like, you would think that it has something to do with the mask. Also, there's that mysterious fucking figure who's been handing out tickets to people and then is occasionally seen in reflections and then shows up later on the top of the building for the big showdown. I guess he has some sort of power with that mask or has imbued it with some sort of power or discovered it the same way they care. Why would he go to the effort of making a fucking movie?
What does it have to do with the movie at all?
there's all that. I haven't even answered your question, but
maybe it's a transgression thing. Like they have to watch the movie and know what the mask would do, or she puts the mask on before the movie. I don't know. I do not know.
Here's the best part, though. The movie, Demons, tells you that it's not the movie. It says that it's the theater. At first, one of the characters is like, the movie has something to do with it. It's got to be the movie. And then later on, they decide that it's not.
Because they destroy the movie and it's still bad.
Yeah, that didn't solve the problem. They're just
Why is it automated?
That's the thing, though. Like, it's just like they had automated. Maybe back then they didn't, but like they had automated projectors where like you literally just load in the reel and it just you program it and then they changes the reels.
But for this movie, why is it automated?
Oh, evil.
Because the Phantom of the Opera is like pulling the strings on the roof.
Yeah, he always knew they'd break in. He's like, well, I can't be here when they show up and break in. They're gonna figure out that the movie had something to do with it, and then they're gonna come looking for answers in the projectionist.
Oh boy, what I love about the demon infection though know is that when Rosemary gets it, she gets the cut on her face. Yeah. That's where the demon infection starts from.
That's where the demon gets in?
That's how the demon gets in.
Yeah.
Because she runs to the bathroom and she's like, my beautiful face. And then it's like a pustule.
Oh, fuck. And it starts like pulsating and shit.
So gross.
Man, loved it.
So gross.
Loved it.
But I did really appreciate that it was like colored and that they had different colors. Like,
each of the demons was a little different.
Yeah, their drool goo like matched their personality. Like somebody had like a really light blue color and one had green, and you're just like, that's so sweet.
It's so sweet. Yeah, no, the special effects in this movie are so gross, and I love them so fucking much. They really go hard. I mean, I already said it, but like
what it lacks in plot, it makes up for in special effects sequences.
Yeah, and like you think they've run the well dry by the time you have your fucking middle of the movie detour that just like takes all the gas out of this movie.
What's the middle of the movie detour?
Right. Yeah, so the movie leads to them killing some demons, barricading themselves in, getting attacked by more demons, destroying the film. Nothing's better, and then we cut to a car where there are some punks driving around the city, and they're doing cocaine, and they're all jerks to each other. Like, and they're listening to Billy Idol, I think, right?
Yep.
Like okay. And we do that for way too long.
Way too long.
If we had have established them, it's an editing problem, because you could have worked their storyline in with all the other
storyline. They were just doing coke out of a Coke can.
Name another character in this movie who actually has a storyline. Come on.
I have a character for you, and she works into the philosophy because I have questions about her. The lady that takes the tickets and has the flashlight in the theater and is like trying to stop people from smoking and making out.
So we did not also say that when shit goes south, people scatter. Like everybody tries to escape. They all make their way to the exit, and they've been bricked in.
Also something we need to talk about.
Right? Somebody has shown up and just like Edgar Allan Poe, Cask of Amontillado, bricks them into the fucking theater and like, ha, this is where you die for insulting the demons. Also, the punks break in later, so not every exit's bricked up, just the one these people decide to go to, and then panic. So I don't understand what that ticket taker's deal is.
Because she looks pretty. One, she has amazing hair. Two,
she does.
She looks ominous the whole
all
time.
The time.
When she's taking the tickets,
often.
she looks ominous.
Yep.
And then at the end half of the movie, all of a sudden she's a demon, and you're like, what?
Yo, there are so many people that just turn into demons by the end of the movie. Like, all of a sudden, all the punk kids who broke into the theater are demons. You're like, okay.
I don't think they have anything to do with the movie. You think that they're going to help, like the punks are going to work together with the two preppy leads.
Yeah.
And they're all going to get out alive. But nope, all of a sudden, one random scene, you just see that all the punks are already demons.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Like, you don't even see what happened to them. You see one of them sort of get, like, torn apart, I guess, or turn into a demon, but by the time we come back with the motorcycle and the samurai sword, they're just part of the mob, part of the demon mob, getting their fucking heads slashed.
Which means their entire detour, the only reason it exists is to let that zombie, I think it's the blind guy, or zombie, demon.
Yep.
They act like zombies. It's not an incorrect term.
No.
They let him out the side door.
Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, exactly. That's their purpose in the movie.
But
they break in because they're running away from the cops, and in doing so, they leave one of the doors open, which is a terrible idea because it tells the cops where you went. And then one of the demons just like whoop slips out that door, kills those cops, and like I don't know, an hour and a half later, when our lead characters like finally make their way out the movie theater, we find out, boom, the whole world's gone to shit. We're in a goddamn apocalypse, which is such a fucking I kind of love that ending. It's so good because like you do get wrapped up in these characters. Like, it's not like it's fucking Hereditary or something. I'm like in their story. Like, I really hope they're gonna make it out of here.
I hope these two are gonna date.
Yeah, it's just like I'm just like loving life, along for the ride. Like, this is why you go to the movies. And like, oh, they finally make it out. They finally beat the big bad. And then like, holy shit, the outside is even worse. The world is a movie theater you gotta fight through now.
Well, you kind of get that, I guess, vibe because a helicopter falls through the fucking roof.
What an incredible moment for a finale in a movie.
In that, as an audience member, you're just like, I don't understand.
It doesn't make any sense, but it totally works. Like, everything that could be going wrong is going wrong inside this movie theater. Fucking demon hands are punching through the back of movie theater seats to, like, rip throats out from other people.
That was great.
Oh, it's just so many incredible, great there is a scene where, this should have been one of the good things, where our original demon, Rosemary, who is dead and loving it, right? Like, she is cackling and having a great time.
I have to give her credit. She has such longevity. That demon is kicking the whole movie.
Yeah,
nobody kills her.
It's almost an insult that she's not the one that escapes and infects the whole world.
That's so true.
Right? That should have been her responsibility. But, like a good boss, delegates. Gave that role to somebody else so she could...
I think it was the blind man, and she put her fingers through his eyes.
Isn't that the best? She doesn't even kill him. She just, like, rips out the eyes of a blind man, and he's like, cool, thanks. I wasn't really using him anyway. Kind of an insult, if you ask me. Also, I'm a demon now. He takes a little bit of time to turn into a demon.
Well, because he has to speak ominous with his really cool, bleedy eyes.
It looks great.
It does look great.
Oh, my God. It looks like something out of it, like it honestly kind of looks like one of the demons out of Edgar Wright's fake trailer for the movie Don't.
That's very true. I thought you were going to say it looks like something straight out of a Lamberto Bava movie.
Yeah. Rosemary, though, lead demon, lieutenant demon of
Corporal demon.
Yes, absolutely. Again, this should have been one of the good things. She kills somebody by squishing their head in a movie theater seat. Do you remember that?
I do not remember.
That's the thing. There's chaos in this movie. And if you blink, you miss a cool demon death. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I've seen this movie a few times. And I'm only just now seeing some of my favorite shit about it. Maybe it's because last time I think we were on a live chat or on a watch party with the Fiend Club.
I think we did it for a New Year's thing.
I was probably like trying to find a GIF or just like put a fun quip like, haha, I'm so funny and smart, and I missed my favorite part of the movie. Yeah, she totally squishes somebody's head using a movie theater seat. They try and come up with every fun, silly, cool as fuck kill that they can inside a movie theater. They really do. One
of my favorite, and it's supposed to be like the big emotional moment, is when Cheryl, the female lead, her best friend becomes a zombie, and it's a slow, drawn out process because she's transforming kind of like by losing herself.
Oh, fuck, I completely forgot about that. Where she's like, who am I?
Where are
who
we?
Are you?
What's happening? And you can see her like getting pale, and then like the veining come up, and then she turns away again, and her hair's covering her face, and you know that like it's coming. She's gonna have the contact lenses, and she comes back, and it's great. And then her love interest, the whole movie, just like whacks her over the head with a chair, like WWF style.
You just hear a glass smash, like da-dun, 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 da-dun. Fucking Stone Cold is walking down the aisle.
And like only moments ago, they were like cuddled in the dark theater, like, this movie's scary.
I don't know how he made it this far without saying that Cheryl's like, BF.
Best friend or boyfriend?
New boyfriend, because they sat beside each other. I mean, like, they sort of, like, they all had like, eyes with each other in the lobby before the movie started. I could not get out of my head that he just looks like Italian Tommy Jarvis.
He gives me total Tommy Jarvis.
Yeah.
It's also the motorcycle, like, the coming in with the sword, like, the hero.
That is actually a really good moment when Kathy gets turned into a zombie. Demon, my mistake.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were going to say it's the scene when Carmen, essentially the first person that Rosemary attacks, like she slashes at her, she fucking like drags her nails across her throat, just like gashes it open. Looks rad, like American Werewolf in London style shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then she just sort of like trying to find her way back to her seat, like everybody else in this movie.
Oh my God, John!
Gets
don't
lost,
remind me.
Gets lost in curtains.
Okay, so
and somehow winds up on the opposite side of the movie screen. We'll pick it back up from there, but Kim has a special report live from the scene in the curtain room.
Hi everyone. I have to admit something here on the podcast, that this movie made me discover a fear that I have that I never knew I had before, and I could never live in Twin Peaks world.
Yeah.
This is so weird. Like, I am afraid of being trapped in curtains now.
Yeah, now that's a fear that's been unlocked inside you. That's so funny that it was like it's because you politely watch Twin Peaks with me. You're not like engaged with it. So
but velvet curtains, and just sloughing through them, and there's no edge to them. Like, oh my god.
That's funny. You're not gonna get away from them ever because I'm always gonna make you watch a David Lynch stuff. There's curtains in Lost Highway.
I mean, I like a curtain. I love velvet,
but seeing somebody trapped in them, you're like, oh no.
It just like the hairs on my neck, like it sends shivers.
It's because you are secretly claustrophobic.
And I think it's like an anxiety thing, because then you're just like, well, what if it was on a stage and you're trying to get to the back and the audience is just quietly looking at you and judging you.
No. So in your fear, you personally don't know that the audience can see that you're trapped and are thinking, what an idiot. Because they're seeing the curtain like a cat behind the drapes, just like, just like wandering around the back of a theater. The entire play has stopped. No one's performing. They're just staring at you lost.
And I'm not even an actor. I'm just like some idiot who holds a light.
Wow, what a specific fear. Anyway, Cheryl Carmen, winds up behind the movie theater screen. And it's so fucking good because it's a scene where like these, like the movie within the movie, somebody's starting to like kill their friends. Man, some great dialogue. I wish we had written some of it down. Some of the best dialogue in this movie was in that fucking movie within the movie. He's just like, oh, it says here that there's demons that come back from the dead. Like, how do you know that? Like, well, it says here in the book that demons come back from the dead.
This is the crypt of Nostradamus. Don't mind that it's only 3 feet long.
Carmen is beating on the inside of the movie
theater.
It
looks so
screen.
fucking good.
Yeah, right? Like Videodrome shit when the TV's expanding out, but like the projection is still on it. It looks rad. And some people are starting to realize like, are those real human screams that we're hearing underneath the movie? And then she sort of tears her way through.
But it's right in the moment there's tearing through like the tent or whatever.
Man, somebody's slashing through the tent while she's breaking through the screen. It is. I don't know if I've ever given it credit for how amazing it is. It is so fucking rad. Just like level 10 stuff in a movie that was only needed to be good. You know, like it's a drive-in horror movie. It's a grindhouse Italian drive-in horror movie, and no one's coming here expecting to have a tear at the end of the movie or like a revelation like they just watched Citizen Kane, but like, holy shit, did they swing for the fences with this?
Okay, but for every scene where we have perfectly timed, zombies breaking through translucent screens, we have a character discovering a room that has zero importance in the movie.
I thought we were only here to talk about good things.
We
just wanted to say the good things.
There was so much background exploration of this theater. We saw a side room that was all bricks and super ominous, which I guess is like the origin of the demon.
What is up with that room? Oh my god, they broke through a wall that led to another area of the movie theater that led to an empty room that they all had a breakdown in. I don't know why.
And then they just went back to the area that they had barricaded. Punks are in like the secret downstairs, and we have to watch them walk through the non-renovated part of the theater for no reason.
Yeah, it's a good flick.
We got like 6,000 extra square feet.
We got a barbarian amount of
I was just
going
to say, we got a Justin Long amount of space in our
demons are in there with the fucking tape measure. That guy with the mask is in there with the tape measure. Like, holy shit, I could have had so many more demons in here. We could have had a whole second screening.
I don't understand him at all. So we're all going to agree on this. He's the catalyst. He's the one that's starting this.
Sure.
Therefore, this is my essay. Therefore, he also had to be the one that bricked up or was okay with the bricking up of the theater doors.
Sure.
And maybe he missed one.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean he didn't want the demon apocalypse to escape the theater? Was this just like, was it a dry run? Was it a like just him understanding this power? Maybe he discovered the mask and he knew what it would do, and he just wanted to see like just a taste of the destruction that it could be. And then it got out of his control, and then the whole world got infected. Like, why are the doors bricked? The doors are bricked. It presents the idea that whoever is orchestrating this doesn't want the demon curse to get out.
Yeah. Here's why I think the doors are bricked, okay? Because it's really cool when everybody tries to escape, and there's fucking bricks behind the locked doors. What a great image.
Okay, I agree.
Yeah. Done. Moving on.
Like the motorcycle. Looks cool. Put it in.
Yep. Love it. It's great. Totally works. Because movies aren't real. That's the best part about movies. They're not real. They don't have to do the things that reality does. They just have to end. That's it. That's all I gotta do. They have to end with applause. After that, doesn't matter. It's funny you say that, because my first thought, though, like logistically, like if there was an actual reason to brick the doors, is that he wanted to ensure that the largest amount of demons got out as possible, so that way it's like guaranteed apocalypse.
Oh, like a nice little like tornado of demons come out?
Yeah, because if he didn't, then maybe only one would get out, and surely they'd encounter police very quickly, they'd be killed, and then the apocalypse wouldn't happen. Not a theory that holds up when we let one blind demon out and he murders the whole world.
Yeah, and so the very end of this movie, when our two final leads, our survivors, make it out, they climb up the helicopter with a winch or whatever.
And I love how much we just haven't talked about how great it is that just like, oh, wow, all the demons are almost dead. There's nowhere for us to go. There's no escape. Helicopter crashes through the roof. It's just so great.
Yeah, and it presents another exit. And then they have like the little showdown with the Phantom of the Opera guy.
It's just fine.
He gets stabbed in the eye with some rebar.
Love that.
Everything's great. And then they see the rest of the world is fucking infected.
Isn't it great? Yeah, they're on the roof, so they basically have like a eye level sight of the building next door, and people they can see in the windows. They're just like, people are being strangled by demons and shit. People are being thrown out windows. It's all really low budget. It's all like one apartment window, and it's all close up on a stage.
There's a bunch of cars on fire in the street below.
Right? They do a great job of making it look like the entire world is on fire.
There's demons creeping out everywhere. It's fabulous. And they're picked up by this family who's just like armed to the teeth.
And there's like, we're just gonna drive off into the woods.
Surely there's somewhere that's not demons yet.
Yeah, we'll find somewhere to go.
It's been hours at most from the beginning of the movie to the entire world being infected and people coming to terms with that and just like
Yes, that it's also not America. Like, you said it in like America, you're like, oh, of course, yeah, and naturally.
Cold and ready.
But we're in Germany, like actual Germany, and these people are armed to the teeth and ready to go. It's nuts. I think the movie takes place in real time. I think the entire thing is 90 minutes.
I would believe that, except for the fact that everybody is so like sleepy and bored after they barricade themselves in, like they've been sitting for hours.
Oh, yeah? You think so?
I really think, though, that they should have just finished the movie. They shouldn't have destroyed it.
They should have just watched the movie, yeah. They're like, oh, wow. And all of our friends came back from the dead. Wow, that's...
Yeah, like, what if you just had to read a line and it just, like, cancels everything out?
You know what? I love that idea. And now makes sense why the place might be bricked up. And he's like, no. You can solve this. I can't let these demons get out.
It's just an escape room?
Yes.
This
is the most intense.
Experience.
Yes. Yeah. And the whole time he's on the roof, like, we don't hear his vocals or anything, but, like, clearly in his head, he's just like, all you had to do was finish the movie, man. Like, you just had to finish the movie.
Just ask for a hint.
Yeah, what a fun movie. It's crazy, it's nutters, it's off the wall. It's Italian, so it's fully dubbed. The voices are nuts.
There's so many.
Footsteps are loud.
That's my favorite thing about Italian cinema is they never disappoint me on the Foley. It's great in all the wide shots when the characters are just talking and they use a take where their mouths are not moving at all.
All the time.
Love it.
It's so good.
Absolutely love it.
It's also the weaponized use of to just fill space when like the mouth, the actor's mouth is open longer than it should be. So great. You'd be happy to know that Tony, the pimp in the movie, is back again in part 2.
But he's a demon.
He's a completely different person.
Oh.
It is a whole that's not even the only person from Demons who comes back for Demons 2. They all play different characters.
Oh, I love that.
It's not everybody. Don't get me wrong. Like unfortunately, the actress who plays Rosemary isn't back, even though she's the coolest looking demon. They should have brought her back.
That's fun because it's like an alternate version of the infection. I don't know. It's like a universe 2.
It's been a lot longer since I've seen Demons 2 than I've seen Demons, but in my memory, it's kind of like a 10 Cloverfield Lane scenario where it's like same apocalyptic event, but happening somewhere else, completely different story.
That's fun.
Yeah. So Kim, what's we already know what the critics at large think of a movie like Demons. How are you rating this movie?
So it's weird. It makes no sense. It's got no plot. But the special effects are great.
Yep.
Love the movie within a movie.
Does everything I asked it to.
Yep. 3 out of 4?
Yeah, I'm going 3.5 on this one.
It's fun.
Way too fun.
It's fun.
Yeah. And like the thing too is like the ending is so good and the beginning is so good. It really makes up for that chunk in the middle where nothing's happening.
Yeah,
for no reason.
Lots of rooms are discovered.
But here's what I discovered last night. We made this mistake, but in future won't. I think it's intentional. I think we have to remember that these movies were made for the theater and they came in hard so you wouldn't leave. I mean, like, people would do that all the time. They'd leave, maybe get their money back. They're just like, I'm bored of doing cocaine while watching this movie. I'm getting out of here. But if you stayed and you're just like a person with popcorn and a large soda, at some point you got to go to the bathroom. I think the trick to
So
Demons...
the whole middle of this movie is like bathroom approved?
Exactly. You don't miss a thing if you don't pause the movie, which we did. We paused it, refilled our drinks, went to the bathroom, sat back down, hit play, went, oh, this is a slog. I think if we had just gotten up and did all of our stuff, we wouldn't have missed anything. We would have loved the movie. We're back right in time to see the demons tear it up again.
Finally, a movie for those of us with small bladders.
Right? Yeah, that's my advice. That's my actual genuine advice. If you have to go to the bathroom in the middle of Demons, don't pause it. But that's just our opinion. Let us know what you thought of this perfect Midnight Madness drive-in grindhouse B-movie trashterpiece. So much fun. Share your thoughts with us on Twitter at NOFS Podcast or in the Nightmare on Film Street Discord at nofspodcast.com/Discord.
If you're enjoying the show, consider giving us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. It really helps us grow the show and get it in front of more fiends. And if you've been listening to us for a while and you want more Nightmare on Film Street content, head to our Patreon at nofspodcast.com/fiendclub to join and get all of those bonus episodes that we've been recording the past year or so, and watch parties and live streams and all kinds of fun stuff.
We'll be back next Thursday with another episode of the show. Thank you so much for listening. But until then, I'm John.
I'm Kim.
Stay creepy.
It appears you made it out alive, but we'll get you next time. Help us to grow the horde. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you subscribe. More terror can be found lurking on our website, nofspodcast.com. Until next time, stay creepy, fiends.